and considering the tangible strategic results that we actually want to get, right? Usually in government, in utilities, the affordability infrastructure is the only prism that we look on as addressing inequity in the system, and not necessarily from a asset performance, asset delivery framework. Let's take the Flint example. Most people only really see the end result of that. The real failure in Flint was a lack of proper advocacy in terms of the technical outcome of what was really a poor planning decision, right? The city in itself, not understanding the fact that making the decision to transition to that, removing the level of service requirement or need for that service area, establishing a different hierarchy for the level of service requirement is what resulted in that. And part to blame in that is the technical, the strategic, and the political, right? And all three of those need to come from an informed platform to understand that level of service is equity in the system. And we cannot necessarily structuralize what has been the current process of outcome, right? We're on the technical side, we remove ourselves from understanding the social and economic impact of having a different framework for the level of service requirements. And you see it in almost every delivery method, whether it's water or power or housing infrastructure, transportation, or anything else, right? We don't establish an equitable framework for the level of service requirements that are in place, right? And resulting from that is Flint and other areas, because the real takeaway from this is that it is not that lead pipe was not present in other areas. It is just that the level of service expectation was different, and the drivers created an advocacy structure that allowed that to be a proactive approach versus a reactive situation. So the investment of the dollars follows that path, right? It's structuralized in the fact that there needs to be diversity in the decision makers, right? But I also think that it exemplifies the fact that an awareness of the cause and effect of that sensitivity training in terms of informing, I guess let's bring it back to the fact that we usually outsource the moral compass for what is the result of planning at asset infrastructure needs, right? We have that being saying that that's a political driver. We look on that as an external stakeholder, right? When if we look on it in terms of clear level of service customer advocacy standpoint and bringing equity into the planning and implementation process, right? And then the technical side actually representing that as a specified project outcome. Then we create what is a structural transformation, because all along what we've been doing are symptom prescriptive solutions. You know, we're saying, okay, how can we make the question never goes in terms of let's take water for example again. It's never really about, you know, how can we make the quality of water equitable. It's always about how do we make water more affordable, right? So if we make it more affordable, but they're not getting better level of service, then what is really the point?